The headline says vintage Ovi, and indeed it is. Mid-third period, tie game, 4-on-4 situation, Washington at Ottawa. Alex Ovechkin picks up the puck behind his own goal line, goes the length of the ice, takes a tour of the attacking zone, and fires a bullet for the go-ahead goal in what proves to be Dale Hunter's second win as the Washington Capitals head coach. We'll get into that in a moment. First, let's wind it back to an incident earlier in the game. Chris Neil of Ottawa, as man-up a player as you're going to find in the National Hockey League, administers a heck of a check face-to-face with Ovechkin in the corner. As the play goes up ice, Ovechkin and Neil, trailing the play, are skating side by side, and Ovechkin spears him right in the, how do we put this delicately, midsection. Neil, feeling an awful lot of pain, understandably so, goes down on all fours and amazingly gets called for diving, and Ovechkin gets nothing. Video clearly shows that Ovechkin put the pitchfork right in the hay. After the game, Ovechkin had the gall to stand in the dressing room and say, "I'm not that kind of a player." Well, what kind of a player is Alex Ovechkin? Is he any better than he was the day before Bruce Boudreau took over as coach of the Washington Caps? Through the years, we have seen the truly great players in the National Hockey League: Gordie Howe, Bobby Orr, Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Steve Yzerman, even a young Sidney Crosby, change their games nearly from the moment they got into the league in order to make the players around them better. But what we see from Ovechkin is a continual series of "it's all about me" events. And what has his team won? Nothing so far. Ovechkin, in that third period rush, comes charging up the ice. He takes on Erik Karlsson, a 21-year-old defenseman. There's no D. He does have 22 assists, which is terrific. Behind his own blue line, he's a liability. Karlsson currently stands 474th in plus-minus in the NHL. Then there's 38-year-old Daniel Alfredsson, who's along for the ride. He currently stands 588th in plus-minus in the National Hockey League. Neither one puts the body on Ovechkin, which the Boston Bruins demonstrated early in Ovechkin's career is the way to slow him down. He goes all the way around the attacking zone, puts on the brakes, Karlsson flies by, and Ovechkin scores the game winner. Yes, glorious. His second goal in 13 games for a player who brings the game to himself rather than bringing the game to his teammates, as all champions must. If Ovechkin is to become the captain of a Stanley Cup champion, he's going to have to find a way to produce that kind of effect that makes the players around him better. Otherwise, it's going to be sour grapes. As three-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Recchi will tell you, what really makes a great vintage is something that gets better with age. At the Morning Skate, I'm Jack Evans.